to see you again. We had a good and productive day. We're making progress on a lot of fronts. I think we have a good strategy for the closeout of the people's business and the end of the legislative session. And I think we're going to address the major issues that the people have asked us to address. We are working on a plan that includes a property tax cap, which we're very excited to finally have in the state of New York. What's called mandate relief, the number of unfunded mandates that the state imposes on local governments. A plan for SUNY and the SUNY tuition. A rent reform plan for New York City. So a lot of good work, and we made good progress today. Still more to do. And until it's done, it's not done, especially in Albany, as we know over the past years. But it was a good day, and we're making good progress.
Governor, you didn't mention same-sex marriage. Are you concerned that will not come to the floor tomorrow?
No, well, I don't speak until for the timing. You're going to have to talk to the Senate about that. I believe it will be brought for a vote. I believe it should be brought for a vote. And I'm cautiously optimistic when it comes for a vote that it's going to pass.
Governor, could you tell us a little bit about the religious exemption language that's being discussed? What's the progress there, and what are some of the details?
The basic point is an important one, that we believe in marriage equality. We also believe in religious freedom. And this is marriage as defined by government, marriage as defined by the state. This is not a religious definition of marriage, right? I happen to be Roman Catholic. The Catholics have their definition of marriage. Other religions can have their own definition of marriage. That's not what this is. This is the definition of marriage by government, by the state. And that's what we're working on. And it is separate and different than religion. Church and state is fundamental to our Constitution. So the way we write the law should reflect and protect that, and it will.
Governor, can you say details on any of the deals at this point? For example, SUNY, does it also include CUNY, $300 a year?
You know, Mike, I remember I did a press conference a couple of weeks back in the Red Room, and I talked about an agreement, and you said, well, where's the bill? You need the bill. We'll have the bills shortly. Yeah, that's all right. I'll get you the bills and get you the language. That should be coming in the next day or so, and then you can go through specifically. I don't think you're going to be surprised by a lot of what's in there. Property tax cap is, as we've been talking about for months, if not years, right? So the SUNY tuition issue is what we've been talking about for months. The rent reform, we've talked about expanding and extending and strengthening the laws. So I don't think there'll be any surprises, but I think there'll be a lot of progress. And that may be the surprise, by the way.
Governor, on the cap, is there anything besides the sunset that's changed from what you were talking about previously?
No. Short answer, no. Not that I know off the top of my head, Tom.
And you're comfortable with the new sunsets, the 5-year and the 4-year?
I think if we can achieve what we're talking about achieving, it would be really profound progress for the state.
Governor, tenant advocates are criticizing the rent reform. Tenants do nothing to slow the loss of regulated units. How do you respond to that?
There are still facts. You can have an opinion, but there are also facts. And the facts are that this extends and strengthens the laws. And the fact is, this is a much better deal than the last arrangement that was reached on rent renewal.
One more, guys. Article 10?
I'm sorry?
Article 10, where do we stand with discussions on that?
We are also trying to get Article 10 done, which is tremendously important for the state. I mean, it's been years and years that we haven't had Article 10. We all talk about the need for energy independence, and we haven't had an effective siting plan here in the state. So we're working on that, and I'm also cautiously optimistic that we'll actually have that done.
Governor, should the legislature stay here on Thursday and Friday if same-sex marriage isn't closed down by then?
Let's take one day at a time. Right now, we're making good progress, and let's hope it continues.
Thanks, everybody. Tier 6 still on the table? Tier 6?
We have, when you say Tier 6, you mean pension reform. Pension reform is not currently in the framework that we have discussed.
Governor, yesterday the legislative leaders expressed frustration with the negotiations. Was there a single thing that changed today that moved to such progress?
we made good progress today, and we take it one day at a time.
Governor, not having a vote on same-sex marriage, would that upset you? Would it leave you unhappy to not have it brought to a vote by Republicans?
I'm cautiously optimistic. Not having a vote, Michael, or?
Not having a vote, if they were to not have a vote.
Well, I think the people are entitled to a vote on this issue. It is an important issue. There's been a lot of discussion. There's a lot of opinions. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of public demonstrations in this building. And I believe the people are entitled to a vote, and let the elected officials stand up and say yay or nay. I believe that's how democracy works, and I believe the state is entitled to a vote on this issue. I believe there will be a vote, and I'm cautiously optimistic that it will pass.
Governor, are you delaying releasing the layoff list?
From wanting a 30-second or enough votes to come forward publicly before bringing it to the floor, have you changed your attitude about bringing it forward even if there aren't publicly enough votes for it?
You know, Ozzy, initially we said we didn't want to bring a bill forward unless we believed the bill had a good chance of passing, right? The people who worked on this campaign previously brought a bill forward and it failed, and then you don't accomplish anything, and you've got to argue that you even set the movement back. So we early on said we're not going to advance a bill unless we're confident that it has a good chance of success. Not that you know it's going to succeed, because you never know until until the vote is actually cast. But we reached a point, a threshold, where we believed there was a high likelihood of success. We felt good about the chances of success, so then we moved the bill. Does that mean you believe you have every vote? Of course not. But obviously we had enough votes and we were in a strong position, so we moved forward.
Governor, are you delaying the list of state workers who are going to be targeted for layoffs because you're close to a deal with CSEA? Can you comment on that?
Comment on which part of the question?
Both of the parts, sir. Both of the parts.
Oh, multi-part question. We are working very hard to reach a deal with CSEA, and once again, it's not done until it's done, but there's been very good progress.
Are you close to a deal with PEP?
I'm sorry, sir?
Are you close to a deal with PEP?
We have also been working with PEF. I don't know. I know better about CSEA. I can check on PEF. I know we've made very good progress with CSEA.
Governor, you sense that everything will be done tomorrow?
The end of tomorrow? Is that you anticipate that happening?
You know, Mike, I am less worried about, tomorrow, the day after. I think when we chatted on Friday, I said, I think it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is really important work that we're doing. And it's not about a day more or a day less. A lot of these issues, we mentioned Article 10. This is how many years we've been waiting to get Article 10 passed. Marriage equality, how profound is that? Property tax cap would be the first time in the history of the state. The SUNY tuition, finally, a rational tuition plan. So if it takes one day more, one day less, that's not what this is about. I think we are on the cusp of historic progress for this state. And that's what I think is important. Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thanks for bearing with us.